Testing, testing. I want to see if this is working, guys. Let me know if it is, if you can hear me. I would appreciate it. Let me know. I think I'm going live on X at least for sure. If not on my, let me see, guys. Let me know if you see me, if you hear me. Doesn't look like it's, I don't know. Let me know. I think I'm on X for sure. I want to know if I'm on YouTube. According to this, it might be the case, but I don't know for sure. I get a new channel and I've been testing it, but nothing is coming up. Nothing is coming up on it, guys. I would love it if you let me know. Apologize, it's just a little sloppy, but that's what I can do right now. Let me know, guys. I think I'm live on, let's see if I'm live on Facebook and X if I am. It looks like I'm live on Facebook and on X, but I don't know if I can, again, I'm live on X and Facebook. Doesn't look like I'm on YouTube, but if I am, do let me know if you're out there. Just want to pop in, test, do a test stream. Let me know if it's too loud, if it's clear. I had to mute the mic as I usually do now, because otherwise it just starts to echo. So I would love to know if I'm on, if I am on YouTube. Okay. Thanks, Hamilton. I appreciate it. It wouldn't let me see it if it was live, and it wouldn't let me go live. Hey, Jimmy. How's it going, man? Okay, Jimmy says it's not on YouTube, but Hamilton is writing from YouTube. Okay, sounds good. Only hear one of you. Thanks, Art. That's right. Not me and Pigman, not me and Killian, just me. Not me and my twin Salam, right? I don't want to mistake myself for my characters, but hey, I mean, it is what it is, right? Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it. Just want to pop in, do a test stream, do a little give and take. You guys got anything on your mind? Hey, throw it out. Let me know. Thanks, man, Jimmy. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't been able to go live stream. I think the last live stream I did was about Superman, and 20 minutes at least were, with that bad echo. But I was able to have a good talk about that with you guys. Thank you, Hamilton. Appreciate that. Yeah, it wouldn't let me do it there. It wouldn't let me do it on Facebook, and then it said it was there, but I couldn't check. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, man. Nothing particular. I just wanted to pop in again. If you want to talk about the Fantastic Four, some of the criticisms I hear are, I don't know, comical to me. They really are. You go in there, you expect Marvel to fuck up again, and they didn't. I thought they made a hell of a movie, a really fun, engaging movie, and about this thing, about the Thing. Well, he was so subdued. I like that. If you notice, guys, there's a lot of internal stuff going on that's not expressed. It'll be expressed in later, clearly, movies and so on, probably Secret Wars, and maybe when he gets on the battle world planet, it might echo the Secret Wars comic where he decides to stay on the battle world because he becomes Ben Grimm again, and then it all comes out. I don't know. I love the fact that we didn't get this. If not whiny, I understand. Look, if we turn to monster and we can't get out of it, we're buried under rocks. It's a traumatic thing, no doubt about it. But there's only so much, and also this is 4 years into it, guys. He had 4 years to make peace with this reality that he's in. Harley Kitten. Hi, Harley. Hi, Bosch. Do you know when you are closing? I want to see the FF. Yeah. I was supposed to close at the end of July. That was always the plan from February. And then I was going to do that, and Ethan actually offered to close from with me, which is great, especially after my channel went down. Again, my channel didn't go down. You can still access it, guys. I have 170 different videos, but what happened was I can't access my old channel. I can't access my old email, no matter what I do. And then my backup one as well got jacked up. It's the same thing. So I'm like, you know what? I got a Proton email. It's secure. To hell with YouTube and all their bullshit, at least with that channel. So slowly, I asked the Kings if they could repost for my new channel. I got almost 200 followers overnight, which is really, really cool. Really cool. So anyway, so Harley, I intended to do it at the end of July, and then I was supposed to do it within a week or two. And I was asked by one of the Kings if we could switch because he wants to launch something. And I said, sure. And then another king actually is going to close something. So within the next few weeks, Harley, within the next few weeks. But I recommend going now and let me pull up something here, guys. And you know what? Let me get on here 1 second, guys. Let me do. If you notice, guys, let me pull this. Okay. Um, I'm slowly, picking up some backers, slowly but surely. Let me just start here. Let me just show you quick. Okay, this is my stealth cover. My stealth cover. I call it stealth because that's Muhammad. And this was the original cover of Pigman, of the Infidel featuring Pigman #1, my old series, but it was sideways. It was the other way, and I just thought it was pretty cool to look at it this way, as if he's holding him up by his neck and beard. And I just liked the way it looked. People seem to like it. That's my 6th cover. Was I muted? I guess I'm not now. I guess I was. That sucks. I'm sorry, guys. I was yapping away, wasn't I? Ah. Okay, you can hear me now. I did nothing. I'm looking at the mic. It's green. It's not red. But I just wanted to show you this cover, and let me get back to some comments here. Harley says, I want to go see the FF4. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was there, the first day. I was there first day for Superman, first day for this. These are, I really was looking forward to both of them. Um, the trailers for Superman didn't do the movie justice. The trailers for the FF, I think, did the movie justice. I believe they did because it was, it's interesting. It was a very thoughtful movie, I gotta say. More so than I haven't seen. I've missed many Marvel movies in between Endgame and this. Many. I saw No Way Home, which was great. I missed I didn't care to see the Wakanda shit. I didn't care to see the I don't know, a number of them. I just didn't care. No interest. The Thunderbolts and whatnot, and I heard that was fine. But if it's on TV and I'm paralyzed and I can't turn a thing, I'll leave it on. I'm joking. I'll probably catch it one day. But okay. So Hamiltonberg says, "What was your take on Finesse Four? Thoughts on Pedro Pascal as a Latino Reed Richards?" Again, I don't care for Pedro Pascal. I don't. I think he's a menace on the circuit. I think he's a. I think he is acting like he thinks he needs to act out in the world because he's desperate to get parts, and it's working. It's clearly working, right? He goes as left as anyone, as communist as anyone, as pro-trans, as anti-Trump, as, anti-American, as anyone, and that's why he's a serviceable actor. He was able to deliver the lines enough where he didn't get in the way of the movie. You don't look at him and see, oh man, this guy exudes intelligence. Never has, never will. He can't. So it's tough on one aspect, but you're sent into this world. It looks like in 1960s, like a futuristic projecting what the future might have looked like if it was allowed to breathe, if innovators were allowed to innovate and so on, if the government wasn't cracking down. I like that aspect a lot. And again, he wasn't bad enough where he hurt the movie. It's you can enjoy it even with him in there. I think Zachary Levi, I mentioned before, would have been a great Reed Richards. He's light on his feet. He's intelligent. He's articulate. He's tall. He looks the part. He looks like Reed Richards. Now, even more so with the gray temples. And he just exudes also goodness. If you saw Chuck and you saw the other movies that, then you made Shazam, I think he would have been great. Some people said maybe Cillian Murphy. I like Cillian Murphy. As Reed Richards, no. No, you got to be on the ball more, sharper. Cillian Murphy's a very serious, deadpan actor. He's not necessarily a light guy. Zachary Levi would have made this movie better. That's a fact. But all things considered, wow. I'm very, very surprised how much I enjoyed it. Um, I don't know. I love the Finesse Four. Love Jack Kirby's version of it. Love John Burns also. And, the woke surfer. Look, I'm with Ethan on this in terms of the Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer is an incredibly visually stunning looking character. Norrin Rad Surfer, the one that debuted in issue 48 and 49, 50, that 3-issue. Incredible build up to, Galactus. But god damn it, that guy's a whiner. Um, he's a poet. It's embarrassing. I remember even in the 60s, right? Late 60s, I think it might have been. You got you got Stanley and John Buscema, and that bombed within, I think, a year. It was canceled, maybe 15 issues. You get that kind of talent on that book. Why? Because people are like, yeah, after 15 issues, I don't want to see him. Oh, his home planet and whining. It's like, nah. This, you have a cold-blooded surfer who made this pact with Galactus to save her planet, and it sparks Johnny Storm to go a little outside himself, step up and be a little more intelligent, a little more innovative, get some initiative. And the thing that sparks it is the fact that she's, attractive. She's a woman. I like that aspect that they use his libido for an interesting plot point. I like that. And it forced him to, again, to go outside himself and push a little more than he would otherwise. And he was a relatively mature version of Johnny Storm. And again, we got to keep in mind, when they say 4 years, we got to keep in mind, 4 years is a long time. It's a long time. People can grow and change and so on. So I thought that was a good aspect. And the actress was fine. I like her. She was in Ozark. She's a very good actress. I forget her name. She's a good actress. And she was good as Silver Surfer. Um, I hear a critique. I think I heard John last night on King's talking about, or even King's, he didn't like the way Galactus' face looked. It's like, okay, that's a complaint. If that's your complaint, damn, the movie's pretty damn good. If you can go there and nitpick, um, I think the voice was great. I think the whole, you know, the power of Galactus came through big time. The menace of Galactus. I use that twice. I used it for Paige Pascal menace and this Galactus, which is funny. But I really enjoyed it. The visuals were stunning, beautiful. The technology. Um, I think we were talking about the Kirby technology, right? It was lacking, it was missing. Once you go into Galactus's place, that's all Kirby, and it looked a little like Mobius as well. Mobius is Galactus also. It had that look. It had like a little mixture, actually both. Um, 2 or 3 minutes of silence. Interesting. I don't know what the hell that could have been because there was nothing here. Again, I try to come on here and make it as clear as I could. Julia Garner. Thanks, Hamilton. Julia Garner is the actress. Hello, Jeremy. How are you? Um, okay, good, Jimmy. Julia Garner. She's a good actress, and I liked. She has a very strong Southern twang, and she kept it as straight as she could. She made a neutral accent and a stunning look that they gave her. Also, just a stunning look. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up her face here. Actually, I think. Okay, check this out. Look at that look. It looks like the actress, but of course, turn into the Silver Surfer. Um, Interesting choice here to make the eyes dark, like a real nice shadow around the eyes. The lines on the nose, the a little silver, like the texture of the head, and the eyeballs. Look at that, strong. And again, I'm not just shitting on the character of Norrin Rad. Again, visually stunning character. Kirby. As far as I know, from what I read, that was a Kirby creation, the Galactus and the Silver Surfer. So there was some resentment there in what ended up being, his decision to finally leave. He wasn't getting the kind of credit that he deserved. But she was great. The movie's great, and it's the first movie in years after the overuse of the we're family. Like I'm still innocent of any of the Fast and Furious movies. I just zero appeal. Vince, whatever, Vin Diesel. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. And driving in space and stuff. Huh? Is that what happens? Okay. Thanks for letting me know. I wonder what that is. The sound. Kevin Dorr says the sound. My sound goes out when I go full screen. What the hell could that be? Yeah, yeah, Harley. This is a great, great look. And yeah, of course, people want her more voluptuous, whatever. Look, the character is a character, the actress is the actress. She pulled it off. And again, that little connection that Johnny built with her, against her will, against her desire, he was able to get to her. He was able to get to her. I won't say any more in terms of detail, but He was able to get to her, like Alicia was able to get to Norrin Rad in the original story. I thought that was good, and we had a more mature Johnny Storm. And again, it's a very interesting choice they made with Ben. He wasn't this man, this monster in the rain. Oh, look at me. You know, I guess we can have a story like that at some point, maybe. I like the fact that this is 4 years into their career, and he's more or less made peace with the situation. He seems like the real wise guy who thinks before he speaks. He's not this. I think someone said the other day. Ben Grimm's not like a Hulk. It's like, did you watch the movie? Because that wasn't the case here at all. I mean, at all. And he looked like the Thing. For the first time ever, we get a thing that looks like Jack Kirby's Thing, John Byrne's Thing brought to life. That was awesome. Yeah, in the context of the story, Kevin says, and I agree, she made sense. And it's like, and it worked. And again, if you just sit back, don't go in there with too many preconceived notions, don't go with any too many expectations, I gotta say. I think, and that's what I'm going with these movies, and I'm gonna take what I'm getting right now. I said, okay, I love these superheroes. I love the Fantastic Four. I love Superman, and I was hoping for the best. Hoping for the best. I don't know if you guys heard that Tom Connor's piece of shit from Midnight's Edge. I used to listen to Midnight's Edge a few years ago. Andre was pretty cool. Chris Gore popped on there sometimes. And then you got this fat, ugly, balding pig named Tom Connors, old guy. And he snapped like I haven't heard any of these rats snap in a long time about this movie, and a retarded critique that he had. Absolutely retarded. Ethan had it on Trashcast. Check it out, guys. I think someone posted it online. I actually posted it on X the old day. Insane. Smashing his table. You could hear him, I was like, what? And he kept saying, as a father, as a parent. It's like, stop telling us you're a parent. I don't need to hear it 5 times. I don't. If you need to pull that in order to make your point, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, it was good, and she was great. Julia Garner's a very good actress. She was very believable in Ozark. She was the best actress in Ozark, hands down, because you believed her more than the other guys. What's his name? The actor. He's turned out to be a pretty good actor, but he's not a dramatic actor. It's like, okay, you've been doing comedies for years now, drama. Okay, I'll go with you a little, but I'm not going to be completely on board with you as a dramatic actor until you do maybe a number of these things. And then you got the wife, Laura Linney. I can't stand her, first of all, that actress. There was a movie with, I don't know, it was Liam Neeson maybe, and Jason Bateman, right? Jason Bateman. He has to do a lot more lifting for me to say, okay, that's good. Wow, great. He was fine. He was fine. Laura Linney, I don't know what it is. She offends me. It was a movie. I think it was Liam Neeson and Antonio Banderas, and they were both after her because she's the most beautiful woman in the world. And I had to stop the movie. I said, "That's it. I can't." Laura Linney, and she played a rat scum fuck in this movie, in this series, Ozark, a piece of shit. And she had this disgusting smile that she put on before she started plotting. The characters were horrendous. And this character was, caught up in crime too, but she seemed a little more desperate than them, a little more willing to. Also a little code. It was more of a code, I think, on her part. Yeah. Harley Kitten. Tom Connors was copying Chris Gore's rant on him. Tom was criticizing a movie he'd never seen, and Chris Gore told him off about it. Tom was copying his rant. I think Tom actually saw the Fantastic Four, though. That's the difference here. Chris Gore's talking about, what was it called? I forgot the actress. I don't know. I didn't see the movie. It's supposed to be like a Frankenstein story type thing. where a young, well, a woman with like a mind of a child goes on a sex escapade. And that's the movie. And you got some twisted people behind the movie, clearly. And Gore was trying to speak of the virtues of the movie. People wouldn't be giving it a chance. I think she won a Best Actress award for that. And Tom Connors kept trashing the movie. He never saw it. And clearly, he's been doing this for a while now, and Chris Gore just lost it on him. And boom, checked out, and that's it. He was out. He's a hindrance on the show. Andre's good. I like Andre, but I can't even listen to Andre anymore because of the stink of Tom Connors. I can't. So I just checked out on all these guys. Harley Kitten says, I was going to see Fantastic Four, but my grandsons talked me into taking him to see Jurassic Reborn. That movie was terrible. I haven't seen that. I don't have any interest. Also, look, what's her name? I am killing it with names right now. The opposite of killing it. What's her name? The actress. She played Black Widow. She played in the new Jurassic Park. What the hell? Anyway, they're downplaying her attraction. It's like, okay, at least you get some value in seeing her look her best, and she's downplaying her looks. Okay, that's fine, but it's no appeal to me. They beautified her. She's not the most attractive actress, Julia Garner. She's not, but she looked great as a Silver Surfer. They took the base of what she is and turned into a silver woman, and just cool as hell. The eyes, look at that. It's really, really good. And her voice was very inhuman, very Scarlett Johansson. The hell, man. I'm forgetting all these names. It's ridiculous. I'm not even that old. What the hell? Anyway. Kevin Dorr says, I had to stop watching Midnight because the show became all about Disney and just always everything sucks. Same Friday night. Yeah, same shit. Tired, man. It's tired. Then I heard that Critical Drinker gave a good review for Fantastic Four. I don't care to watch it, really. Critical Drinker, I think, was better than the other guys. I will say that. Better than some of the other guys. I lost interest in that whole crew, though. Him and then he has his own show, Critical Drinkers, with the Mauler and some other guys. It's too corrupted because you got the idiot, what's his name, Nerdrotic on there, who trashed Superman. It's like, yeah, bro. And I don't know what. Also, one thing, guys, I believe some of these guys, they're committed to trashing these movies 2 years out, right? And when the movie comes out, and even if they like it, I don't believe they're going to say so. I think they're going to lie. They're too committed. And you can tell in some of the reviews, some of the criticisms are so weak that you're like, yeah, I don't buy that. I think you enjoyed yourself. And you're denying the truth to your audience to maintain this grift that you have, going on. Open bar. Right. Hamilton. Poor Things, Holly Kitten. Thank you. That was a movie with Emma Stone. She won a Best Actress for that. I believe she won a Best Actress for that. And Gore was trying to give them. Now Gore also. I like Gore. Alan Ng and Gore. I like Gore. For those guys, I like him probably more than any of those guys. But even Gore, there was American Fiction, I think it was called. He recommended it. I went out of my way to watch it. It was about like an hour away. I was like, okay, I always want to see something interesting and different. Not good. The premise was pretty good in the trailer. Not good. Not good. Not interesting. It could have been. The premise was more interesting than the execution. And so he lost a little credibility there because he was praising it to the rooftops like, oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Kevin Dorr. Tom got banned from Mr. H show too because Tom did a yelling rant. Mr. H said that was the second time Tom did that. It wouldn't be a third time. I guess you meant to say good. And I liked Mr. H. I had a run-in with him a few months ago. He was better than the other guys too, but I forgot about him and I checked out on him because he was saying something pretty stupid about Palestine and Israel, trying to equate them. And I said, that's really stupid. And he went off on me, like, I mean, really went off. Undeserved, I think. So I ripped him a new one. And that was it. You know, we had a falling out. Not that I ever really engaged with him before. I just watched his stuff. He was a little more honest than the other guys, a little more knowledgeable than the other guys. But I forgot about him until you just mentioned him right now for a few months. He got stupid about the issue of Islamic Jihad. And I think he's in the same mode that the other idiots in, what is it called? The Lotus Eaters with Sargon, Abakad, and the other guys. I like them. October 7th happens, and they all of a sudden start to talk about the foreign war of the foreign war. Foreign war. Fuckers, you're dealing with the same enemy in your country than Israel's dealing with, that we're dealing with, that France is dealing with, Germany, everyone. It's a global jihad, you dumb fucks. But they allow their Jew hatred to override that logic. And that's what it is. And they come out as Jew haters, flat out. And I can't stand that. I don't give a shit if you don't like Israel, quote unquote, whatever the fuck that means. You're not there. You don't deal with them, you know. They bring us into war. What the fuck are you talking about? They got their own, you know, they're dealing with the jihad. We're dealing with the jihad. The whole civilized world is dealing with it. And when was the date that Israel haters came out in droves? After October 7th, after that atrocity. And that tells you everything about that post. That tells you everything about these overnight Jew haters. They're scum of the earth. They pounced on a country that got savaged like we haven't seen a country get savaged since 9/11. The worst attack on any country since that. You know, 1,200 to 1,400 people slaughtered for being Jews, for being infidels, in horrific, obscene ways, to the point where it's so obscene that only media members were shown these atrocities. Like, give us an option. You know, give us an option to see it, to see the truth. When it's so obscene that you can't even see it, that you can't even air it, well, then that's damning unto itself. But besides that, I like Mr. H, and he, on a major issue, failed morally. So fuck him. I mean, that's what I see it. Fuck him. You know, whatever other people think or don't think, if you can't side with civilization against the savages, fuck you. If you can't side with civilization against these savages who would want us all dead, to hell with you. Harley Kitten, 100%. They have to put the movies down to stay in the algorithm. That's absolutely true. And you know what? It's so funny, Harley. People could give people the benefit of the doubt after a while, but it goes too much to the point where you got good movies like Superman and Fantastic Four. They're good. Whatever they are in your mind, they're better. They're great. That's not. They're good. They're well made. They're well done. They're well acted. They put a lot of care in it. And I think I mentioned this on Kings recently. I think Marvel had to step up now, in particular because they know James Gunn is a good filmmaker. They know he's a good writer. And they knew for the last 2 years that he was setting up DC for success. They knew that he was going to do what he could to come back strong after his firing, after Guardians 3, and so on, and show them up. And Kevin Feige was like, guys, we got to step up. We can't fuck around right now. The FF has to be good. It has to be good. And that's good for everyone. When you get competition like that, I remember Marlon Brando visiting with Montgomery Clift. It was probably late 50s, after Montgomery Clift was not doing as well. I don't know if it's after his accident. He had a terrible accident where his face, Raintree County, it was with Elizabeth Taylor. In the middle of the movie, there was a party going on. He drove home drunk and he damaged his face so bad that they had to get plastic surgery, and he never looked the same. Handsome guy. And then off. His eyes looked always wide and deadened, and his mouth looked wrong. And he was not doing as well. And Brando came to him with the proposition that, look, I need you to be your best so I can be my best. You know what I mean? You need to be pushed at times. You need to have some kind of however internal motivation you have, self-motivation. Sometimes you need a little outer motivation. And that's what Brando was talking about. He needed him to be his best so he can strive to be his best. Now, maybe for that certain time, you don't always need that. It's just better sometimes to have that as a backup, just in case. And that's what I think is going on with Marvel and DC. Marvel understood that the timing of it is not by accident, guys. These movies came out 2 weeks apart. 2 years ago, they knew that James Gunn was working on Superman. And they were like, okay, the FF's got to be good. We can't fuck around. Maybe play it safe, maybe to some extent. Maybe the only thing they did was, okay, we have to have some kind, we have to break up the all-white family, you know. Some asshole was in there doing that. And it does hurt the movie to the extent where it could have been better if a better actor was playing Reed Richards. I will concede that. Again, I would have loved Zachary Levi to play him. He's articulate, he's smart, he's a rational guy in real life, clearly. You know, he knew which way you have to vote, and he paid a price for it. But they wouldn't, you know, do him because of that. They probably hired, you know, Pedro because he's a piece of shit leftist. But Pedro is not bad enough where he can destroy the movie. And as so long as he can mouth the words that they need him to mouth, and he can express the emotion that they need him to express, which was heavy at times, good. Because you get taken in by the movie. You get taken on by the events. With Franklin and, you know, Ben and Johnny and Sue and all this, and Reed, really good. And the one thing that dumb fuck Tom Connors was talking about, that Savage, screaming about, what was it? About Sue something, screaming. Like they didn't speak to the authorities. It's like, what? He was offended that they went right from the, you know, adventure to find Galactus, come back home, and they went right to the media and spoke to Americans. He resented that. It's like, why didn't they go speak to the president? It's like, what are you talking about? I love the fact that these heroes came clean with Americans. Are we safe? I don't know. I respect that. I like that. That's heroic. We're so used to being lied to that this piece of shit, Tom Connors, wants to be lied to. Even in a movie, he was offended. He wants to be lied to so much in his own life, probably. People telling him that he's a good guy, which is a lie, and he knows that. That he's like, oh, I couldn't stand them being honest with people because, you know, people are dishonest with me. And I love that. That's what I want. I want to be lied to. You know, it's ridiculous. The real K says we must end Islam. You know, that's a tall order, but the one thing we can do is expose Islam. The real K. We can describe it honestly, no more bullshit, and then act on that truth. Expose it with our intellectuals who have failed us for the last 20-something years, post 9/11. Not every single last one. There's a handful that still have held the truth as their guide. A lot of these so-called objectivists and libertarians and Republicans and conservatives and leftists and so on, progressives, they failed us. They failed to tell the truth. They didn't get to the bottom of what we're dealing with. They didn't get to the bottom of... That's why you cannot discuss, and anyone here, and I know sometimes rats are in here, you cannot discuss the issue of Israel and quote-unquote Palestine and Gaza without discussing jihad. And if you do, you're a lying rat fuck. You're a propagandist who sides with terror. Because you have to acknowledge the fact that this is a global jihad. And that while they hate all infidels, they have a special hatred for Jews. And if you can acknowledge that, you're worthless to me. I don't give a shit what you say. And then also this thing about Last night, you know what? Let me show you. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to be silent for a minute, I guess, right? Let's see if I'm not, but let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Last night on Comics Day Kings, I drew Nexus, Mike Barron's great character, um, a spacefaring executioner. He has these horrific dreams of the victims of these, you know, dictators from across the galaxy. And he hunts them down and he kills them. He executes them. It's a striking character, visually, thematically. And Mike is closing down his omnibus campaign, I think, in a few days. Check it out, guys. I do recommend it. Mike's great. Mike's been writing this for over 40 years. I remember reading Nexus years ago. Great stuff. So we had an opportunity to draw Nexus. And I drew Nexus killing Muhammad. And I put Muhammad in his visor. And Ethan got a kick out of it. I don't know if all the Kings got a kick out of it. Some of them don't, probably. It is what it is. But then, I get some commentary, and I get this sometimes from comic skaters in the chat, in Ethan's chat, and also on X, who resent the idea that somehow I draw Muhammad. That they're tired of that. It's like, oh God, guys, how many people do you know who regularly draw Muhammad? I'm the only guy. It's a fact. I'm not talking myself up too much. It's just a fact. I've drawn him over 700 times. I've been drawing him for 20 years, ever since cartoonists were threatened with murder over it by Muslims. 2005, the Danish Muhammad cartoon crisis, they called it, and I've been drawing Muhammad ever since. I didn't know about the prohibition growing up as a Muslim. I didn't know about it. I found out about it after the fact, and some people resent it, and to hell with them. And it's like, yeah, you got a problem with me drawing Muhammad? To me, my whole purpose in drawing him as much as I have was to make it commonplace, to make it norm. It should be the norm. It shouldn't be this extreme act. It should be something that most people do. I drew him so many times because I'm making up for the deficit. 99.9% of cartoonists or artists don't draw Muhammad. So I felt like I got to step it up and draw more. And still, these schmucks in Comicsgate, in the chats sometimes, call me a Mossad agent, which is hilarious. And also, like, oh God, draw Muhammad. It's like, bitch, where do you see this? You don't see this anywhere. So it's a great opportunity for me to make Nexus killing a mass murderer, as he does, within the context. It's fun. And then I finished this, and I don't want to add any more unnecessary lines because he's a very simplified character. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. What a stunning visual also. And then this one, I had some times where I say, you know what? I thought about Alex Toth's his Space Ghost design and the pose, more or less, and that's what I'm thinking, because it's such a clear, like a familial look, Space Ghost, to, not that it looks like him, but it's a simple, beautiful design that works, works great. It's a great looking character, man, and a hell of a, ruthless, morally ruthless character. You rarely find that, in comics, especially mainstream comics. So it was really, really fun to do. Really, really fun. Harley Kitten says, I just don't understand the hatred towards Jewish people, essentially in USA. I'm 60 years old and never thought I would ever see this. Me neither, Harley. And Harley, keep in mind, I was raised to hate Jews. I was raised to hate others. I was raised to hate non-Muslims by my Muslim family. There were members of my family who loved Hitler. And it was off-putting to me even then, because we were learning about Hitler and the Holocaust. We're like, what the fuck? That guy? You love him? And, again, the timing of the anti-Israel explosion happened after October 7th, and that is damning to Tucker Carlson, Fucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Dave Smith, Ian Carroll, who came out of nowhere. It seems like a real plant, I tell you that. Joe Rogan, a dumb fuck. We got a Holocaust here. Man, we got a Holocaust. We have a genocide. Go blast your brains with some more fucking drugs, you idiot. And so on and so on. It's grotesque. And it's something that is un-American. It's un-American. I don't give a fuck what America firsters are hating Jews. Leave that. That's a leftist thing. That's a Muslim thing. That's not a right thing. The political spectrum, the rational one, the way I recognize it is that the critical far left, that's Islam, that is totalitarianism, that is collectivism, that is Islam, that is communism, that is fascism, that is national socialism, all that. The critical far right is freedom, liberty, individualism. That's what that is. So it's preposterous. Harley Kitten says, I've been watching Alan Dershowitz, and what he says about Harvard blows my mind. I can't stand Alan Dershowitz. I know he's one of the last semi-rational leftists, but he's a dumb fuck in the end, because this guy will vote for leftists no matter what. He's a toe tag leftist. He'll vote for leftists no matter what. So he's retarded. And the biggest thing that got me off of even recognizing him and trying to listen to him was 2 years ago at least. He said that the government has the moral right, the legal right, moral right, to put a vaccine into our bodies. We have no say so. Constitutionalist? No. That's totalitarianism. That's leftism. That's communism. And to hell with him. So whatever he might say, he's always he fancies himself as a constitutional lawyer and all that, right? Expert. And he wanted to jab us with the jab, I guess I called it, force it on us. And also he wanted to I forgot what he said, but suppose he was Epstein's friend lawyer, I think, for a bit, and he was smeared as one of the guys, and supposedly he cleared his name, allegedly. But yeah, I lost complete respect for him after he told Americans that we have no choice but to get jabbed by the government. The government had every right to jab us. We had no choice in the matter. It's over. You're gone, Dershowitz. Out. Matt B Studio. Thanks. Again, sorry, you captured the Nexus spirit with that drawing. Thank you. Yeah, that's the whole thing. He's a ruthless superhero who takes out mass murderers. So, it's fun to me. Also, I bring in this character called Muhammad that I've been drawing. He's one of my characters. Again, sometimes I put out there on X, Muhammad, copyright Bosch Fawston. It's funny, and it does piss off certain people, but I think it's funny. He's like a character that I've been drawing for decades now. Harley Kitten says, I remember the journalists that were murdered because they drew Muhammad. Yeah, that was the whole thing, the dozen, it was 12 or 13. It was different reports, but I know a few more people died around the city at that time, so I think they conflated both. But Charlie Hebdo, first time they came to my attention was 2012, 3 years before that atrocity. They had their offices firebombed by Muslims they drew Moses and Jesus and everyone, right? The Pope and all that, and Muhammad, and they get it from, and that's why, this idea, all religions are the same, really. When they drew Moses and Jesus in compromising ways, and what were their firebombs? Were there threats? No, there weren't. When they drew Muhammad, a dozen of them were slaughtered. And what did the Western world do? Nothing. Didn't do shit. They, Je suis Charlie. Bitch, if you're not drawing Muhammad, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. So yeah, that happened. And part of my connection to that it was January 7, 2015. By March, they had this Defend the Prof conference in Garland, Texas, at the Curtis Caldwell Center. about defending Muhammad after a dozen people were slaughtered in Muhammad's name, in Islam's name, in jihad. These rats in America, these Muslims, had a conference called Defend the Prophet. Not defend civilization against the savages who slaughtered, not condemning the savages, but defend the Prophet from being drawn. And Pamela Geller and Robert Spencer were there protesting that event. And then Pamela Geller had this wild idea, said, you know what? We're going to have a Draw Muhammad contest, and we're going to announce the winner at this same location, the Kurds Cobalt Center. So within a few months, that did happen. So by May, 2 months after, I entered the contest. You know, as I put it at the time, I said, I've been drawing Muhammad for years anyway. I might as well get paid for it. I get enough grief. I get enough death threats. And I entered the contest, and I thought I had a pretty good idea that I would win. Not out of arrogance, it's just the fact that I've been drawing for so long at that point. I was drawing for 10 years at that point. So I had a pretty good handle. And so I entered, and I was announced the winner. Within 20 minutes, 2 savages came to mass murder us and got their heads blown off. And then had their car also bombed because they were afraid that they were going to have a booby-trapped car. And it was just all over cartoons, guys. This enemy has to be destroyed, and it has to be. They have to know that they have to be demoralized. How do you demoralize them? Just by telling the truth about them. By drawing Muhammad. By condemning Islam. By name. Not pussyfooting around and call it Islamic totalitarianism as some shitty objectivists still do to this day. That was the biggest disappointment for me, being an objectivist. But I'm not a group objectivist. I'm an individualist. I'm an individual who follows Ayn Rand's philosophy. I don't like any kind of organized group. I don't think it should be an organized group for objectivism, but it is. And the moment that they started spouting off the same shit that conservatives and leftists were saying about Islam, radical Islam, and all this, I was like, yeah, that's not something Ayn Rand would have done. Ayn Rand would have gotten to the core. Islam as such. Islam motivates this war. Islam. Not my made-up term, Islamic totalitarianism, which is a mouthful. Goddamn 11 syllables. I wrote this one thing. Less syllables, more truth. They say, fewer syllables is more proper term. I said, dummy. Less is less of the syllables than fewer. Fewer has one more. Anyway, I can go on about that, but Harley Kitten said, I remember the journalists that were murdered because they drew Mom. Yeah. They were French and dared to draw cartoons, right? The Charlie Hebdo. Sharb, I forgot his name, his full name was Sharb. He was the head there. Yeah, it's and no one talks about Charlie Hebdo anymore. No one draws Muhammad anymore. I draw Muhammad. I still draw him. I don't, I'm not cowed by these scum. And I think to some extent, the death threats have subsided in a lot of ways. I've had thousands of them. I had 2 volumes of books called Peaceful Death Threats, which I have hundreds of death threats in each book, and I could still do a few volumes at least. I got a lot of backup, and I only choose the quote-unquote the best ones because they're mind-numbingly boring, a lot of them. But yeah, guys, I just want to pop in. Pretty good turnout. I do appreciate it, guys. Almost an hour. If any of you have any more commentary, let's go back and forth. Let me know. Any thoughts? Anything, guys. I didn't come here with a real, great plan. I just wanted to test this out, test the waters, get back to live streaming. I want to build my channel again. And I'm thinking it could have been this problem. It could have been the mass emails that I send, because sometimes I send them, and after that, I seem to get a little problem with that. So, we'll see. Harley Kitten says, I am going to pick up Table for One and Pigman next week. Thank you very much, Harley Kitten. Appreciate that. Yeah, Table for One is part of the Pigman campaign, as is Propaganda, which is my 2009 book. Let me close this. Let me put this. My 2009 book, let me show you. And it is, I moved recently to a new home, which I'm very, very pleased with. A little more security, a little more just happier here. And I found a few boxes that I thought they were buried under a lot of stuff. So I ran out of these as far as I knew until I found a few boxes. So made it part of my campaign. And again, let me explain this. This is a propaganda. And if you look back, it's a Twin Towers propaganda. It's, of course, misspelled, drawn the line against jihad. And if you notice, it's as if a pencil. The three different types, lines, the darker yellow. And it's a collection of a lot of individual cartoons that I drew while I was writing and reading and studying Islam and jihad. I did far more reading than I needed to. I understood far more than I had to. I didn't care at that point. I overdid it. I will admit. I have forgotten more than most people will ever know about Islam. But it was important to me to get to the bottom of the threat and so I can get into the mind of the enemy and face it down and defeat it, in my fictional world at least, and to defeat it. Nothing less than that. When Pigman makes a vow to end jihad, he's not fucking around. He's an older guy. He has a family, wants to get back to it. So basically this was a number of full-size cartoons that I did of Killian, my stand-in the story, his twin brother, Salam, the born-again, Muslim. Killian is a recovered Muslim. And if you read Pigman and read this, you can see certain moments that are reflected in the story that I ended up using in the story. So on that level, it's pretty cool. And I have a number of essays. I think half a dozen essays in there about Islam and jihad. And it's 120 pages, I believe. Yeah, 120 pages. It's 9 by 11, not by accident. 9 by 11. It's a larger book, square bound. And it's pretty good to have because it's something that's it's pretty rare. I mean, again, I published my first book in 2004, Table for One. I was nominated for Russ Manning Most Promising Newcomer Award, for the Eisner Award for talent deserving of wider recognition. Incredible honor, truly. It's not just, people say that a lot. Goddamn honor. I shook Will Eisner's hand while I was at Comic-Con. It was 2005, I believe, just to thank him for his work and for the Eisners, and it was just a real honor. And it truly, truly was. Unlike today, from what I gather, the Eisners are a lot different today. But it's just really, it's an honor. Ethan Van Sciver was also nominated for an Eisner. That's a really good thing. It's like it's the Oscars of comics. That's not an exaggeration. It's the biggest deal in comics. So for me, right out of the gate, getting the endorsement of Alex Toth and Eisner nomination, wow. Big deal for me. Big deal. So yeah, that's the book, Propaganda. If you haven't backed it, please consider backing Pigman. I know some people are waiting. I don't know why you're waiting. If you're interested at all, intrigued at all, please back it up. I would really, really appreciate your support. Thank you very much. And again, Table for One. This is also part of the campaign. Alex Toth, if you've seen my live streams, you've seen me read from the first postcard that he gave me. Blew me away. He really loved Table for One. He had incredibly kind things to say about it. I used it as a blurb, and I asked him to go, sure. And it's as I pitched it in conventions, it's Dirty Harry as a waiter. One night in an underground restaurant in Manhattan. That's what Table for One is. Anything that can happen does happen. And I just posted a video, an older video from my old channel on my new channel that you're seeing now. There's a 20-year-old secret of Table for One that I reveal. I would recommend you reading it, but then again, no. I think for something like that, probably not. It doesn't. It just reveals the character more. It spells out who he is. It was a fun thing. No one ever caught it for 20 years. It was fun for me to have it in my pocket for that long, and then say, okay, let me have a video. So check it out. It's called The Secret, the 20-year secret. So yeah, guys, do back Pigman. I would really appreciate your support. I have a a 9-page preview. I got 6 different covers. I have it's the latest cover here, and all the covers are different. I can show them off here, right here. I can do this at least, show them off here. All of them are different and fun. And again, this is Pigman making his vow to end jihad. Nothing less than ending jihad. That's his goal. That's his mission. Nothing short of that. Hamilton says, but stay vigilant. We saw what happened to Salman Rushdie even after the proverbial heat would die down. I know. It was horrific in New Jersey. I think he got a little comfortable. I think he got a little lax. I do. It's unfortunate. He came out of it changed, lost an eye, scarred up, lost some weight. A good stream, Bosch. Glad to see you back streaming again. Thanks, Hamilton. Appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the kind words. And indeed, I'm not a reckless fool. I know what I'm doing is potentially dangerous. And that's why I gotta say I resent some of these schmucks in CG chats who say, oh God, he's drawing Muhammad again. It's like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. That is a terrible thing. It's like, if everyone was doing it, okay. Okay. It's ridiculous. And it's just, it's insincere also. It's so dishonest. So dishonest. So yeah, check it out, guys. I would really appreciate your support. Really appreciate it. Would love to get someone a live backer here now. But it looks like comments have whittled down. I've gone on for an hour now. 181 live right now, eyeballs. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm going to get going, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. I will see you soon. Take care. Be well. Until next time. Thanks, everyone.